You ever get a call that makes you think, I know exactly who this is about? Had a guy call in a while back. New Orleans. Halloween party. His girlfriend in matching vampire costumes with her ex. Didn't tell him about it beforehand. He watched them all night acting like a couple. He left the party early because he couldn't take it anymore. And she caught him jealous and controlling. Well, guess who just called? Got the girlfriend on the line, and she wants me to tell her she did nothing wrong. That her boyfriend's just insecure, that this is all his problem and she's the victim. Let's see how that goes.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Cathy, 24, New Orleans. And my boyfriend is threatening to break up with me over Halloween, and I honestly think he's being controlling and insecure.
Tell me what happened from the beginning.
Okay, so about a month before Halloween, my ex and I were texting. We're still friends. We're in the same friend group. We broke up 2 years ago. It's completely fine. We were talking about the big Halloween party our friends throw every year. And he joked about how we used to always do matching costumes when we were dating. And I laughed and said, yeah, those are fun times.
And then?
And then he suggested we do vampire costumes. Said it would be funny, like an inside joke, look at us being mature adults who can laugh about our past relationship. I thought it sounded harmless, so I said, sure, why not?
Did you tell your boyfriend about this plan?
I mentioned that my ex and I were texting, and when the costume thing came up, I told him it was just a funny idea. But he got all weird about it, like uncomfortable, so I just didn't bring it up again. I figured he'd get over it.
So he told you he wasn't comfortable with it, and you decided to do it anyway.
He didn't say don't do it. He just got quiet and weird. I thought after a few weeks he'd forget about it or realize it wasn't a big deal.
But he didn't.
No. We went to the party together.
Hold on, you went to the party together. Your boyfriend was there with you.
Yes, we went together. And the second we walk in, my ex is there in his vampire costume, and everyone immediately starts laughing about how we match. It was funny. Everyone thought it was hilarious.
Except your boyfriend.
He was being so uptight about it, like he just stood there looking angry while everyone else was having fun. My ex and I took some pictures together because it was a good photo opportunity. And I posted one on Instagram because I looked hot and the costume was great.
What did you caption it?
I said something like, when you accidentally match with your ex with a laughing emoji, just something light and funny.
But it wasn't an accident.
Well, no, but I didn't want people to think it was this big, planned romantic thing. It was just a costume. Just a joke.
A joke you planned with your ex, didn't tell your boyfriend about even though he expressed discomfort, and then did anyway at a party you attended together.
When you say it like that, it sounds worse than it was.
Or it sounds exactly like what it was. Keep going. What happened at the party?
My boyfriend kept watching me and my ex all night, like being weird and distant. My ex and I were just talking and laughing, catching up, like friends do. We sat together for a bit, took more photos with our costumes. Normal party stuff.
While your boyfriend watched.
He was free to talk to other people. He didn't have to just stand there staring at us. That's his choice.
Cathy, he brought you to this party. And you spent the night in matching costumes with your ex, taking photos with your ex, sitting with your ex, laughing with your ex. What was he supposed to do?
He could have trusted me. He could have not been jealous.
This isn't about trust. This is about respect. But keep going. What happened next?
He started blowing up my phone, texting me while we're at the same party, asking me what I'm doing, why I'm with my ex, all this paranoid stuff. And then he called me and he was furious, said I disrespected him, said I humiliated him in front of everyone.
What did you say?
I said he was being ridiculous, that we're just friends and it's just a costume and he's overreacting. He kept asking, what's the joke? Explain the joke to me. And I'm like, you wouldn't understand. It's an inside thing from when we were together.
An inside thing with your ex that excludes your boyfriend.
It's not that deep. It was just a funny memory.
And then what happened?
He left. just walked out of the party, left me there. And I texted him saying I couldn't believe he abandoned me, that we came together, and he just ditched me. He didn't even respond.
Let me ask you something, Cathy, and I want you to really think about your answer.
Okay.
Do you think you did anything wrong?
No. That's why I'm calling you. Everyone's acting like I did something terrible when all I did was wear a costume. My boyfriend's friends are telling him to dump me, saying I'm disrespectful. My friends are saying he's being controlling. And I just need someone objective to tell me I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy, but you're not right either.
What do you mean?
I mean, you did do something wrong. Multiple things, actually. And the fact that you can't see that is probably why your boyfriend is about to leave you.
I didn't do anything. It was just a costume.
It wasn't just a costume, Cathy. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what you did wrong, because right now you're so focused on defending yourself that you can't see what actually happened.
Fine. Tell me.
First, you planned matching couple costumes with your ex. Not just any costumes, matching costumes. The kind of thing couples do with a man you used to be in a relationship with. That's the first problem.
But we're not together anymore.
Doesn't matter. Matching costumes with an ex while you're in a relationship with someone else sends a very clear message that you still have a special connection with that person, that you prioritize that connection enough to coordinate with them. That's disrespectful to your current partner.
It was just for fun.
Second, your boyfriend told you he was uncomfortable with it. You said yourself he got all weird when you mentioned it. That was him telling you, without saying the exact words, that he didn't like it. And instead of respecting that, you just stopped talking about it and did it anyway.
He didn't tell me not to do it.
He didn't need to spell it out. You're an adult. You knew he was uncomfortable. You chose to ignore that discomfort because what you wanted was more important to you than how he felt. That's the second thing you did wrong.
I thought he'd get over it.
That's not how relationships work. You don't get to do things you know bother your partner and then just hope they'll get over it. That's dismissive. That's telling them their feelings don't matter.
But he was there at the party. It's not like I was sneaking around behind his back.
That actually makes it worse.
How?
Because he had to watch it happen. He brought you to this party, and then he had to stand there watching you and your ex be a match set. Taking photos together, sitting together, laughing together, everyone commenting on how cute your matching costumes are. Do you understand how humiliating that is?
People knew we were just joking around.
Did they? Because from the outside, it looked like you and your ex showed up in couple costumes while your actual boyfriend stood there watching. That's the third thing. You humiliated him in front of your entire friend group.
I didn't mean to humiliate anyone.
Intent doesn't erase impact. You did humiliate him. And then you made it worse by posting photos of you and your ex in your matching costumes on Instagram, where everyone could see, where his friends could see, where people who don't even know you have a boyfriend could see.
I captioned it saying he was my ex.
That doesn't make it better, Cathy. That makes it worse. You're basically saying, look at me in matching couple costumes with my ex. Isn't this funny? While your boyfriend is at the same party watching you post it. That's rubbing it in his face.
So what was I supposed to do? Not have any fun at the party? Not talk to my ex? Not post photos?
You were supposed to not do matching couple costumes with your ex in the first place. Once you crossed that line, everything else that happened was a consequence of that choice.
He could have just talked to me instead of leaving.
He did talk to you. He texted you. He called you. And you told him he was being ridiculous and jealous. You dismissed his feelings. So he left because staying there and watching you play couple with your ex was too painful.
And then he abandoned me at the party.
No, he removed himself from a situation where you were disrespecting him, and you got mad at him for having boundaries. That's the fourth thing you did wrong.
What fourth thing?
You made his completely reasonable feelings about being disrespected into him being jealous and controlling. That's gaslighting, Cathy. He's telling you he's hurt, and you're telling him he's overreacting. You're reframing his valid concerns as character flaws so you don't have to take responsibility for hurting him.
I'm not gaslighting anyone.
Yes, you are. He said you disrespected him. You said he's being jealous. He said you humiliated him. You said he's being insecure. He said matching costumes with your ex was inappropriate. You said it's just a costume and he needs to get over it. That's textbook gaslighting.
His friends are all telling him to dump me.
They're right.
What?
They're right to tell him to dump you. Because you showed him exactly who you are. Someone who will prioritize an inside joke with her ex over her boyfriend's feelings, lie about it, do it anyway, humiliate him publicly, and then call him jealous when he objects.
I didn't lie about anything.
You knew he was uncomfortable and you did it anyway. You let him think you dropped the idea when really you were still planning to do it. That's lying by omission.
My friends say he's being controlling.
Your friends are either telling you what you want to hear or they have terrible boundaries themselves. Setting boundaries with an ex is not controlling. Expecting your girlfriend not to do couple costumes with her ex-boyfriend is not insecurity. That's a completely reasonable expectation.
So I'm just supposed to never see my ex again? I'm supposed to let my boyfriend dictate my friendships?
No, but you're supposed to have appropriate boundaries. You can be friends with your ex without doing couple activities with him. You can have a cordial relationship without planning matching costumes and taking photos that make you look like you're still together.
It really wasn't that big of a deal.
It was to him. And that's the fifth thing you did wrong.
Fifth?
You're still minimizing it. Even now, after I've explained all of this, you're still saying it wasn't that big of a deal. You can't admit you were wrong. You can't take responsibility. You'd rather lose your boyfriend than admit you disrespected him.
I don't think I should have to apologize for having friends.
And there it is. That's why he's done.
So you're on his side? You think I'm this terrible person?
I don't think you're terrible. I think you're selfish. I think you care more about being right than you do about your relationship. And I think you're about to learn a very expensive lesson about what happens when you disrespect someone who loves you.
You really think he's gonna break up with me?
I think he should. Whether he will or not depends on how much he's willing to tolerate. But Cathy, if I were him, I'd already be gone.
So what am I supposed to do?
If you actually want to save this relationship, and I'm not sure you do, you apologize. You tell him you understand why what you did was disrespectful. You acknowledge all 5 things I just outlined. You set real boundaries with your ex, and you prove through your actions that you prioritize your boyfriend over inside jokes with your ex.
And if I don't think I should have to do all that?
Then you let him go, because he deserves someone who respects him. And right now, you're not that person.
You're being really harsh.
I'm being honest. You wanted someone objective. Well, objectively, you disrespected your boyfriend in multiple ways, and now you're facing the consequences. You can either own that, or you can keep pretending you're the victim. But one of those paths leads to keeping your relationship, and the other leads to losing it.
I still don't think I did anything that bad.
Then you've made your choice, and your boyfriend will make his.
This really sucks.
Yeah, it does. But Cathy, you created the situation. You planned the costumes. You ignored his discomfort. You went through with it anyway. You posted about it publicly. You dismissed his feelings. These are all choices you made. And now you're dealing with the outcome of those choices.
Okay.
Are you actually going to apologize, or are you just going to keep telling yourself you did nothing wrong?
I don't know.
That's what I thought. Good luck, Cathy. You're going to need it. That right there was someone who cannot admit they were wrong. I gave her 5 specific things she did that disrespected her boyfriend. 1, she planned matching couple costumes with her ex. 2, she knew her boyfriend was uncomfortable and did it anyway. 3, she humiliated him publicly at the party and on social media. 4, she dismissed his feelings as jealousy instead of valid hurt. 5, she still can't take responsibility even after having it all explained to her. And after all that, she still couldn't admit fault. She's still framing herself as the victim. She's still acting like her boyfriend's the problem for having feelings about being disrespected. That's not someone who made a mistake. That's someone who doesn't respect their partner. And her boyfriend The guy who called me before, he should walk away because she just showed him who she is. If you're in a relationship and you do something that hurts your partner, and when they tell you they're hurt, you respond with, "You're just jealous," or "You're being controlling," that's not love. That's manipulation. That's refusing to take responsibility for your actions. And Cathy's boyfriend, I hope he listens to his friends. I hope he walks away. Because someone who will plan couple costumes with their ex, do it in front of you, post it publicly, and then call you insecure for being hurt about it, that's not a partner. That's someone who values their own wants over your feelings every single time. That's all for tonight. This is Rex, the Reaper, where feelings go to die, and people who can't admit they're wrong lose what they could have kept if they'd just been honest.
Here's my question for you. Was Cathy's boyfriend overreacting about the matching costumes, or was she completely out of line? And if you were her boyfriend, would you stay or would you go? Drop your take in the comments. Be honest about it. Like, subscribe, notifications. Later.